Bonjour. Hello. Quay. My name is Dr. Frances Scully, and here you are seeing me in my spring cleaning getup. I am in the middle of spring cleaning, and boy, do I have a lot of decluttering and spring cleaning to do. And you know what? I can't dress up and try and look professional and spring clean at the same time. I also can't finish essays and write and spring clean at the same time. So that's why you're getting the unadorned version here. And I am actually wearing one of my Amnesty t-shirts, but that's not particularly to make a statement now. But I do support Amnesty, and I always want to support Amnesty. That's very set in my life. That's just because I'm warm from cleaning, and I needed to wear, and I just picked up the first t-shirt I could find. All right, now, so I'm doing a little video here, and I'm going to try and see if there's any way I can send it to people at the Canadian Medical Protection Association, and maybe the Canadian Medical Association, and any other association, anything else related to physicians and health and wellness in Canada at this time. Specifically with regards to the Canadian Medical Protective Association, they just invited me to join something for my health and well-being. And I can immediately tell you, this is not based on anything authentic, or it's really not it's I don't know where they've got this stuff from, but they have an index, a wellness index and mental health and wellness index, where you compare yourself to your peers. My darlings. We humans are every single one of us, we are entirely unique. That's the challenge. A very brilliant polymath named Jeremy Lent, who's with us now and who writes and publishes and does all sorts of wonderful things, talks about the fact that we each have our own qualia. I don't think he coined that term, and I'm not going back to see who did at the moment, but basically each human being has their own unique experience of life. And we are physiologically, we are born with systems that, well, we have a core system that unites us. If you're, however way you want to look at it, if you're into evolution, anyway, we have a core limbic system. And that limbic system has only 3 responses to any situation, which are fight, flight, or freeze. And then we also, because we are mammals, we have another mammalian system. And the mammalian system gives us other systems. And our mammalian system means that most of us are somewhat social. We are overall social beings. And in fact, whoever is looking at this in the CMPA or anything else, and all my other friends who are physicians who talk about diet and who talk about exercise and sleep and all this stuff all the time. All of that's important. Everything's important. Life is very complicated. We are very complicated. Each adult human male has 36 trillion cells, so we're complicated. We are complicated. However, unequivocally, the Harvard longitudinal study has shown unequivocally that the most important aspect of our health and well-being is our relationships. And that is what our Indigenous elders teach us all the time. And their idea, or their vocalization, that we have a best quality of life when we live not confined within, but we live within the 7 generations, is actually very sensible. Very sensible. It's a lot more sensible than this, oh, let's cut all the taxes, libertarian stuff. Let's just think for ourselves and let's just be individuals. We are meant to be social. We're very complicated. And how we socialize and connect is very complicated, extremely complicated. But the bottom line is the worst thing you can do for your mental health is to compare yourself with somebody else. Any system where you're talking about health and wellness, where you're comparing your score with somebody else, lousy, lousy, lousy. Because ultimately, we are all interconnected. We are all interconnected. If you want to ask me more about this, I'll be happy. Anybody can contact me. I'll be happy to explain what I mean by interconnection, but we're all interconnected in a myriad of ways. And so now how we interconnect, it has been said, and it is true, that both God and the devil are in the details, because how we interconnect is very, very tricky. And there's no question about it. Some of us are predators, and some of us are massive predators and very dangerous to the rest of us. So how we interconnect is complicated. And for sure, we do have a competitive nature. We humans have a competitive nature. I mentioned the mammalian's nature, and then we have our human, with the anterior frontal lobes, which probably do not fully develop until at least are not fully myelinated until age 25 and maybe a bit later. Anyway, but we have both an affiliate system and we have our autonomic systems part, Anyway, the bottom line is we have systems which tend towards competition and which tend towards collaboration and partnership. And right now, we have an imbalance in our entire cultural and social system in favor of competition. You look, what are the most popular events watched on TV? It's some massive, the American football weekend. It's the Summer Olympics. It's the Winter Olympics. It's big soccer games, and that's fine. People get enormous enjoyment out of sports, and particularly team sports, and the playoffs are on now. People get a lot of fun out of that. It's all good. I'm not knocking that. However, neoliberalism, which you can trace back, I think, as far as Aristotle, is a very, very toxic ideology that emphasizes competition from cradle to grave, and which forces people to compete constantly, never to relax, never to enjoy life. We are actually created to live and to be living beings and to enjoy living and to connect. That's who we are as human beings. We are not machines. We are not robots. Artificial intelligence there's too much hype, way too much hype. What we need is more wisdom and animate intelligence. But anyway, any system that's looking at your mental health and well-being that has you comparing yourself to your peers, and whoever designed that, whoever's at the CMPA who came up with this idea, darlings, you have been influenced somewhere by behaviorists, and they're off. I'm not sure where you came up with this idea, but if you have to compare yourself to somebody else for your health and well-being, you're not in the right program. It's not in the right program. Now, and to be full disclosure here, I researched in 2017 what was the most well-researched way of decreasing physician burnout and improving health and well-being. And at that time, I found the program with the most evidence, and it's all very preliminary, was a course called the 8-week Compassion Cultivation Training Meditation course, developed by a whole team of really exceptional people at Stanford Medical School. Heavily influenced, it comes from Tibetan Buddhist practice, but it has been modified to be compatible with the very latest information on neuroscience. So it's very science-based, very researched. Anyway, I discovered this. I took this course at a time when I was extremely ill from chemotherapy, very, very worst time of my life, and I did find it helpful. And it is a group experiential, interactive course. And because it helped me so much, I went on to train to teach this course, and it took me years and a lot of money. And then I managed to become certified to teach the course in person in February 2020, just in time for the lockdowns. So I couldn't teach the course. And then I love the digital world. Actually, I love being able to connect with people I know and love and take courses online. I love all that. But I'm not a techie person. So the thought of trying to teach online gave me a heart attack almost. Anyway, it took me years to learn to teach online. And then I invested all sorts of money in further training programs for myself and so on. And at the end of it all, I have totally failed to get anybody, any physician wellness people interested in getting me to teach this course. So there. So I am teaching the course, though, to a small number of people, including, I think, one physician. But meantime, Dr. Shireen Mansouri, who was one of my peers when I trained to teach this course between 2018 and 2019, there were 61 of us, and from, I think, 6 or 7 different countries. And if you're interested to learn more, you can find out from this. If you look at the website for the Center for Compassion and Altruism Research and Education at Stanford Medical School, you'll find sections about this course and lots of other programs they're running there. And you'll also find a registry of all the good people who teach this course. And I can tell you, there are excellent people who are certified compassion cultivation training meditation teachers living in Ontario. But they've had the same problem with me trying to get students to take the course. So there. Anyway, I'm just saying that if you're interested in your health and well-being, the very first thing to learn is you're unique. And anybody who asks you to go in a program where you do a score and then you compare yourself to somebody else, and then no. You, to your own self, be true, but that doesn't mean that you need to compete and trample on other people and, get into coercive control and domination and all those bad things. No, but you do have to be yourself. Yes, that is the basis of peace and joy and happiness. Now, we have to modify which aspect of ourselves we bring forth depending on the circumstances. So I don't normally make videos when I'm in my cleaning mode and I got to go back to cleaning. But anyway, have a good day. Thanks. Bye.